niggas are so vibrant. You know what I mean? So let's leave that right there, right? Because I see where your mind and how your mind works. So let's just go back to like when you was younger. You know what I mean? What were your ambitions as a kid?
As a kid, I just wanted to be a great rapper. Like as a kid, I was 13 years old, and I was just riding around Staten Island, just trying to get involved with anything in the music scene. And I jumped into ciphers, freestyles, and everything in between and stuff. Cause Staten Island is small. You know what I mean? Like you can get on your bicycle, you can go around anybody's neighborhood if you really wanted to.
In the whole day, you touch the whole Staten Island.
Yeah, you
if
can.
You wanted
you really
to,
could.
Yeah.
Especially in your car, you can really do laps around it.
Yeah, because shout out to Don Core. He used to stay out there for a little while, and I used to go out there, and it was like, it's man small.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you run into people that you know and shit like that. But go ahead, finish.
But yeah, and like that's really was where my building blocks began, and I just would just sit there and just watch the other kids rhyme, and you know there was a lot of them that were way further ahead of me at that time. But I just like to be around that so I could just learn and then imitate or take little things from them and stuff. Like, oh, I like how he did that. Or he did multi-syllables in this, and like I would want to go and practice that. So like. By the time I'm 19 now I'm in the city. Yeah. Now I'm in college, Hunter College. What up?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And
shout out to the alma mater.
Yeah, absolutely.
Boricua College for me. You know what I'm saying? Shout out that was my joy.
Good word, son. Definitely. So I was out there, and I just started interning at spots, and I wanted to get like more of like a professional setting and stuff, and that's like what I feel like. That's when my creativity started like blossoming even more. Like as you were a kid, you're creative as hell, but then like you're trying to figure it all out. You know what I mean? Like I hate to take it back to 13 again real quick, but I do want to
a major number. Right?
I do want to hit on a certain number. Like I was really trying to put albums out like my favorite rappers was putting albums out. Like I had a boy that lived up the block, and he had a bodega, he had like a little deli and stuff that his father ran, and he worked there and stuff. But they had a little machine. Remember like when you used to go and get CDs and albums and it had a little plastic thing on it? Yeah. So my mission was I bought like a whole bunch of jewel cases, and I would burn my CDs and stuff like that. And then I'd go to my boy's crib and I would get these, they had like this hot gun thing, and they would just wrap it around this plastic. So then when I would show it to school, when I'd go to school, I'd show up like, yo, my album just dropped. And motherfuckers look at it like, oh, he got the plastic on the shit. Like to that level of detail, that's how passionate.
You put a price on it?
Yeah. I'll put $5, all of that stuff.
$4.99. Yeah. Come see me.
Yeah. Straight up, because that was my whole thing. Like I just wanted to be like my favorite rappers. I wanted to be whatever they was doing. I was just trying to be as official as them. Not as official, bro. Nowhere near as official. But in my mind and the way it looked, I was like, oh my god. Like,
and then we kind of like our age range. We kind of take for granted what we dived into. Yeah. It was just hitting technology era. It was just hitting shit where you could get your stuff out. Whatever you're doing, you could get it out. You know what I'm saying? So, like you saying, damn, I see what, let's say, you in Staten Island. I see what a Wu-Tang is doing. Yeah. You know what I mean? I see what a Jay-Z is doing. Why I can't do that? Why I can't do it? And it's amazing to me that humans, period, at a certain age move how they move. Like these kids these days are so independent at any age that you're like, oh, you making money on YouTube? Like that, and you 14, 15? That was us back in the day doing what we had to do. Like, this is my dream. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you went from that. Let me ask you something, because you got a lot of aliases. Yeah. You got a lot of different names. Give them a couple.
It's Habibi King, the Iron Sheik, the King of the Middle East. Those are three that come off to my head. but I do. So
did you get that coming up from Staten Island? And was you like a Wu-Tang fan?
Hell yeah, I was a Wu-Tang fan. I was proud because they was the only ones out the island that really blew, and when they blew, they was like they became the rap Beatles.
Yeah, you know and not to say it it's not a stigma, it's not a bad way. They stood where they came from. Yeah, they showed their faces where they came from. Like, I'm here. It's tangible. You can make it happen.
Absolutely.
That's what that message says. And then watching the Wu-Tang series is like...
Oh yeah, I mean, because we already heard the stories like about them, especially growing up, going to high school. Like you would hear these little stories about Method Man and stuff like that, and be like, "Oh, we saw Method Man at the mall yesterday." And
Method
like,
Man,
it was so local to us.
I can't tell the story because I wasn't there, but he's told me the story multiple times. Method Man tried to pass Don Core a blunt when he was like 7, 8 years old because his older cousin. Shout out to his older cousin. He's doing some time right now. He used to hang out with Wu-Tang.
Wow.
He used to be in the studio with them and stuff like that. Right. And Cole was with him one time. Yeah. And Meth was about to pass him the blunt. He was like, yo, chill. So do you get your style, that alias, different names and stuff from them somewhat? Was that an inspiration?
It's definitely somewhat because, I mean, there's all connections to it. For me, it was like, it became very popular around that time period in that era to go by different aliases, whether it was like 50, aka Ferrari F50,
the whole D12,
Eminem. Then it was a Slim Shady. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like I seen Jay went from Jay-Z to Hove, to and Jigga Man, like
Puff Daddy to Diddy.
So for me, all those things. Like King of the Middle East, all that, those were actually most recent. These are like most recent stuff because these were things that I realized, as an artist and things, you want to stand out, and I want to stand out in every way, shape possible.
You want your
verbally, physically, the way I dress. You see Habibi on my shirt, I'm living it. Like I really want you to see me and stuff. And when you hear the records, I want you to see and feel personality.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what
some of my favorite rappers, I'm sorry to cut you off. Some of my favorite rappers have personality. Like all of them have personality.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, I was gonna get into that a little later into the conversation. Give me some of who are some of your inspiration artists? Who are, let's say, your top 5? Your personal top 5.
I mean, my personal top 5 is like, it's so generic at this point, but like I'll say like no particular orders, but it'd be like Big, Pac, Jay, Nas, Rakim. Like those guys for me was like top tier in what they did.
For me.